Hey everybody, this is TotalGamerJunkie. I want to welcome you all back to my channel. So in this video, I want to talk about the Transect, which we last saw in issue 12 of Life is Strange Strings. Sorry about that. So what I want to talk about is the Transect possibly coming after Max to kill her. Or, well, not kill, but more erase her from existence, if you will. Now, if you take a look at the cover for issue 16, we can see that there's a vehicle that's tipped over. Now, I actually got a message about this. Well, not a message, it was a comment on my previous video from Cheyenne K, who told me that the vehicle was actually Gladys that's been tipped over. And I've gone back and had a look at Gladys in previous issues, and I think it is Gladys too, but I just didn't recognize the vehicle at first. That's what was so confusing. So back to the Transect. If you look at the ground, that's glass, and we can see that there's Max, and you can see there's bits of Chloe in there as well. And if you look out towards the sky near Gladys, you can see that it's black. It's pitch black, dark, and I think what's happening is that this timeline is getting effed over, okay? It's getting screwed, and what's happening is it's breaking apart, and so the glass is just the timeline being shattered, and everything's just collapsing because the timeline is, because what Max did when she tried to go back to her timeline, this was in issue 12, she goes into the Transect with Tristan. But something's gone terribly wrong. Everything is just broken. It's fractured. It's all red. It's like really, I guess you could say it's crimson red. And you can see that the Transect tries to get Tristan. And Tristan and Max, they're running from this entity or something. I don't know how to explain it. They're running from something, and Tristan manages to get through to Max's original timeline, but Max is left in the Transect. She can't pass through for some reason. And as she's sitting there, she's given up hope. The Transect is so slowly enveloping her. It's engulfing her, and it's not clear what's happening. Like, it's implied that it's going to kill her, but I don't know exactly if that was the intended cause. I mean, it could be, or maybe it's just trying to fix itself, because Max is an anomaly, basically. In this, I mean, not in the game, but in the comic series, she's been jumping back and forth between realities, and all the other Maxes are being affected by it. What I think's happening is that she herself is like, oh, how do I explain it? She, out of all the Maxes across an infinite amount of timelines, she is the one that sticks out the most, and the timeline is trying to correct itself. It needs to erase her from existence. Because as you'll remember from the first arc, Dust, Max is being pulled between different realities, and there's one where Dana doesn't have an abortion, she has her kid. One where the storm happened, but Warren's alive, and Max is with Warren. There's what was the other one? There was one where Max was with Joyce, and this Max chose to sacrifice Chloe to save Arcadia Bay. So I think that what's happening here is by the end of this arc, we're going to see that this timeline is going to be compromised. It's going to be completely screwed over, and the reason I can also provide some other proof, but I'm going to save this for another video. Victoria Chase. Now, I am making another video about her explaining how she is in this timeline, and I'm going to upload that soon after this one, but I just want to, I'll quickly cover that right now. What I think is happening is the Transect is so screwed up, it's pulling people in from different timelines, and so they have their memories of their timeline but they're existing here in this new timeline. Like, everything's getting screwed up. So, but I'll go into more detail in that in my next video. But this is the Transect we're focusing on. So originally I thought it was going to be a storm, but who's to say it can't be a storm? What if this next storm is like a blackish reddish storm, and it's spinning glass. Like, as it spins, it's tearing the sky, but it's ripping off, but the sky's coming apart like glass shards, and it's just destroying everything, and we can see the sky's going pitch black, and this timeline is being completely compromised. Now, I know how ridiculous this sounds, but I mean, after everything we've seen in this comic, who's to say what's not ridiculous? Because with Arc 1, it was simple, and then Arc 2 happened, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, and then Arc 3, it's just like, everything's getting more ridiculous. Like, if you like the comics, I don't mind that. I wouldn't say I love the comics, but I do like them. They're interesting. And the good thing is about these comics is that they're not canon. This is just because I've noticed some people in previous comments, you've been confused. I want to clear this up now. This comic is not canon to the Sacrifice Arcadia Bay ending in Life is Strange Season 1. Okay, this is just... It's basically a fan fiction at best. It's one of many infinite timelines. So anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. This is TotalGamerJunkie, signing off.